Bible verse he taught me when I was just a little kid. He'd remind me of it every day of my life. How could I forget? Even in my high school baseball games, I remember walking up to home plate. And I hear this voice shout from the bleachers, "Son, what's Philippians 4:13? I'm trying to be a cool high school kid, you know. Dad, now's not a good time. But May 17, 2007, laying in that hospital bed, with my future uncertain and my strength all gone, that's when I needed to be reminded. I don't have to be strong enough. God is with me, and He promises to help us all through whatever we face in the stories of our lives. Amen? Hey, tonight I want you to